Brian, you're back on the training ground. We saw some players that weren't here, like Albert, and then Paul Ariello was off to the side.
Some guys are having pro days. Other guys are being assessed. A little early because it's the first day back to talk about the weekend, but guys are on different programs.
When it comes to that win, when you look at it, on tape, and what you were able to accomplish, what's the biggest takes that you got out of that today?
Good performance, but when your team's doing well, you can't slack off. You got to actually push a little bit harder to try and get them to be even better. That's the messaging in the coach's room. For the players, it's about maintaining the intensity for 90 minutes. Wasn't pleased with the last goal. Goal difference is actually a tiebreaker. Having said that, the difference between last year, the tying goal, I think it was against the Galaxy that came off a throw-in in the 85th minute. There was, Colorado 3-3. We gave up points in the last 15 minutes of games last year. That goal didn't affect the scoreline. It didn't affect the 3 points, but it might affect something down the line. So that was the message there, coupled with, we've only allowed 3 goals. So that's a pretty good start to our league season. So good performance, but we need to push and try and get even better.
That goal ended a 495-minute shutout streak, which I guess was a regular season record for you guys. You also have a 19-game home unbeaten streak. You span out a little bit more. You guys are like 22-5-9 since the Club World Cup. Is this feels like you guys are in a good place right
now? Yeah. We've got a good squad. We've got a good team. We're just trying to keep everybody healthy. Getting guys back from injury is going to help. The competition for playing time, all that sort of stuff is going to continue to drive it. Last year, I think, there were similar message, maybe a little different. The Club World Cup certainly was that carrot. I think they worked towards that, and obviously that propelled us to a good second half of the year. This year, the team's done really well out of the gate. So kudos to the players.
And then FC Dallas is a team that you guys have been very good against at home. What kind of challenge do they pose for you guys?
Well, 2 big active strikers. One Golden Boot so far this year. Think so?
Yes.
Think so.
He's leading.
I got to double check that. Yeah, he's leading. But Musa's played at a high level, and they've got another young kid that likes to run around. They play direct. Reminds me a little bit of Tigres. They're not afraid to get direct and play the ball and go for seconds. So good team.
We saw you guys working, doing a corner drill today. Is that something that you got? Obviously you guys are coming off a good game. We had 2 corner goals, but is this something?
Gave up a couple goals against Tigres.
So is this more about being good defensively?
It's more defending. It's more defending than attacking today.
We've seen you kind of change out Albert and Jesus in the middle. Can you contrast their skills from that spot in the field?
Well, they're both excellent passers. They both have excellent vision. I think Albert might be a little more goal dangerous. His shots from the top of the box. Although, look, I know Jesus wants that left-footed shot that it kind of dropped to him a little bit. Moose kind of deflected it to him. I think he wants that back. I think he could have roofed that a little bit. I see Albert shooting from those positions a little bit more frequently. Sometimes that has to do with, the positions that Jesus plays here and Albert more in the middle. If Albert, for some odd reason, can't make it, then Jesus will get a shot there. But I've challenged him to be a little more goal dangerous. But overall work rate, defensively, they're very similar.
And then the center back spot right now, I know you're getting a bunch of guys healthier, but what's the battle like right now between Tino and Alex Roldan?
Well, that'll be one of the things. I mean, look, you got to throw Kalani into that mix because he's been effective. You know, Alex is still, dealing with some hip tightness, stuff like that. I had to take him out of the game because of that. You know, for him to get up and down the field, maybe it's not the right timing. So there's good competition there. And then look, Kimke, he looked good today. He was in full training again. Ryan Saylor's, doing good. So there'll be competition at that spot as well.
Going back to Albert and Jesus, you used to like the dual 10, right, with the pocket winger coming inside and the way that kind of works.
We need to have as many guys in between the lines as possible. Sorry, I interrupted you. Was that your question?
Oh yeah, but basically you still like the dual 10 with both of those guys on the field. It's not one or the other.
No, I mean they have a little bit of freedom to play in between the lines. Some a little bit out here, some more central. How they operate depends on the opponent as well, because we like pushing one of the midfielders up. So yeah.
So when it comes to Kalani, that's part of the difficulty of just saying, hey, I want Tino, right? Because you got to move Alex out there. So it's maybe the decision is a praise to how good Kalani has been playing for you.
He's been playing extremely well, and Kalani can get up and down and be the highest, widest guy all the time. Where Alex would come inside and we'd rotate Obed up higher. So there was a little bit of movement differences, but both were effective.
What are the conversations like with Jordan Morris and, making sure that he stays, positive and that he continues to get his rhythm back as he progressively gets better and more minutes?
Those are good conversations. I mean, he's a team guy, so he's going to always do whatever it takes for the team to be successful. The challenges with Jordan are just, is he going to play as a 9? Is he going to play on the right? Is he going to play on his preferred left side? He likes the left side. So that'll be a work in progress. I mean, playoffs are not coming up for a while, so I don't have to make a final decision. We'll see how things, progress throughout the season and make a decision then when I have to.